We're all about the Archers. I'm Philippa.
I'm Quentin.
And we're here for an emergency episode. Sound the emergency klaxon. We're here to talk to you about the last 3 episodes of the week. Wednesday the 30th, Thursday the 1st, and tonight, Friday the 2nd of May. There will be animal rights activists. There will be spoilers.
There will be handcuffs.
Yes, and
broken
bottles.
Yes. I mean, you were more excited by yesterday than I was. You were so excited you had to listen to it twice.
Yes.
I had reservations. I mean, I thought it was verging on the farcical at times. But it needed, I thought where it fell down, was that I didn't get a sense of how many of them were there. So that when they were threatening the hostages, I thought, well, there must be at least 8 or 10 hostages and only about 2 of them. Why don't they just overpower them? And then we heard shouting in the background. So I think we needed more shouting and crowd activity to get me more concerned for our dear hostages who were stuffing their faces with the free buffet, particularly David. But you were on tenterhooks, weren't you, throughout? I mean, you...
I thought that they'd poisoned the buffet. So I thought that, you know, unless some quick potion was found, everybody in the room was going to be dead within hours or seconds even.
This is the Archers, not Snow White, okay? You're still in panto mode.
I mean, Disney.
You were texting us saying, oh, they've poisoned the food that they've all eaten, and the rest of us saying, no, just the carcasses. That's what they've done. So we calmed you down.
They just said they'd poisoned the meat. So I thought, oh, is it David's beef sandwiches?
You hoped.
Did you notice
Helen's beef sandwich? Yes.
Did you notice that David was the only one who said or did nothing to help?
Yeah, I did actually. I thought he'd be up on his feet, but he was, I think, just happy to chomp away. Yes, that's what I mean. I think it was a bit incongruous, some of it, because they managed to handcuff Vince and Freddie like that. I would have thought Vince would have really struggled. I can imagine Freddie getting handcuffed quite quickly, but why wasn't David up? Why wasn't big rugby player Rex at him?
I think Rex was trying, and Freddie, and Vince used a B word that I was surprised was broadcast.
Yeah, we've had the C word, haven't we, recently? So
yes. But I just think there were so many of them in the room that it was just sort of chaos. So you can understand how people suddenly found themselves handcuffed. I was impressed at the Wi-Fi that they had to enable this live stream to happen. But then we heard tonight that they'd lost signal halfway through, so it made me feel better about our recordings.
I can imagine the shoppers at Felpersham looking up and going, what's all this about? And just sort of moving on, really. Yeah.
What film is this a trailer for?
I mean, that added to the farcicalness of it for me, really. But I thought it was... it had flashes of it being frightening, you know, when they were storming the Layer Ridge, and that horrible chap who was throwing Rochelle around, and she was clearly alarmed. She had no idea who most of them were, which explains why Saskia didn't want her rejoining the group for so long. So it's the other thing. I mean, and I did predict this on the podcast. I mean, it wasn't that. It's a fairly obvious prediction that I thought I knew it would be Helen who would identify Saskia being linked to Rochelle. But then you row back, you think, hold on, when they met very briefly, Helen did all the talking. It was all rather awkward. Rochelle said a few words. I don't think Saskia said a word. So she couldn't identify by her voice. Now, was Saskia wearing a balaclava?
Well, yes, this is Helen's superpower. Saskia did say something to Helen when they met up, though.
About a couple of words. So she didn't really hear what she sounded like. And if she's wearing a balaclava, how does she know what she looks like? But Helen clearly has superpowers.
Yes. And her other superpower that she demonstrated was this, I know I messaged you about it, but this silent call that she made to the police, which I know, you can dial 999 and you can type in, I think it's 55, to say it's an emergency, you need the police. But somehow Helen managed to type in a code that I didn't know about, Morse code or something, for the abattoir has been stormed by animal rights activists and Vince and Freddie have been handcuffed. You need to send legions of cars, because when we heard the sirens at the end of Thursday's episode, it was like 10 police cars were on their way.
Where do they come from in rural Borsetshire? Was Harrison steaming down from York? So Helen, well, she played a blinder, but I'm not quite sure how.
Yes.
I mean, it's pushing it, but you might have to nominate her as Star of the Week.
Do I have to? I mean,
to be fair and even-handed on this podcast. So, I mean, have you come down from yesterday? Because you were hysterical.
Well, I was loving the drama, and I listened because I thought, will we need an emergency episode?
Yes.
Tonight, and I've got to admit, life is quite busy for me, so I was hoping nothing would happen, and so I could think, we don't need an emergency episode, I can just not have to record and do the editing. But it was so good, I got caught up, and I was like, wow.
I wanted more drama tonight. I wanted more real follow-up. I wanted to hear arrests. I wanted to hear interrogations. I wanted Rochelle to be arrested. I mean, how the hell is she still on the loose?
And it showed how bad Rochelle is, because she was going on to Rex still about animal protection and asking for painkillers. There was no understanding. And as Rex said, that Joy had said she's vulnerable, and we thought, well, I thought how bad Joy was to say that, but
and Saskia is her mum. She said, Saskia has been more of a mother to me than my mam. She made us feel loved.
She might have done at the time, but she hasn't now.
Saskia's really got into her head. And did she admit that she was in love with Rex? Did I hear that right? You can't help who you fall in love with. That's what Rochelle said to Rex. You can't help. Because he said, why me? I'm a pig farmer. Why have you even got close to me? And she says, you can't help who you fall in love with. So has she just claimed to be in love with Rex?
I mean, we are literally recording this seconds after the episode is finished. So, yes. I mean...
I heard that. But I mean, is she just trying to win him round and get somebody on her side? I mean, I don't know what to make of Rochelle anymore, really.
And the fact that they're looking, Vince said, at CCTV with Rochelle from her first day now. So has she done more than just set the camera? She came across as Miss Innocent, and I was thinking, oh, poor Rochelle, but has she done more?
You were taken in by her, but some of us were more sceptical about Rochelle. Anyway, they're having a deep clean for 4 days.
Yeah.
The Food Standards Agency are going to be hanging around with CID, and I don't think it's going to be a particularly big investigation. I think they know who they're after.
Well, yes, CID identified Saskia from the CCTV in the cafe.
Oh, I missed that bit.
I think that's what they said. So, yes. I mean, again, I need to go back and be able to re-listen to this episode another 10 times, I think. It was interesting to hear Chelsea talking to Pat, and Chelsea was actually saying, well, sometimes you have to be impatient when nothing happens.
Well, she said she thought the process was dead smart. Hacking the link to Felpersham Shopping Centre for that live stream and poisoning the meat. She thinks that's dead smart. I have to say, she went down, in my estimation, a big time tonight, Chelsea.
Oh, I was glad to hear that, because at least she had a bit more to her than earlier this week, where I'd been complaining that there wasn't enough.
What?
Guts.
Chelsea?
Yeah.
She's still rather immature, isn't she, Chelsea? I'm beginning to wonder when she's going to start to grow up. She's all sort of giddy, very, very, very giddy girly, isn't she? And to come out with a crass statement like that, dead smart, I thought was inappropriate. I mean, if you're going to poison meat, it's serious. And Pat ticked her off anyway. Pat ticked her off.
I am concerned about Casey Meats and how money's going to be tight because they're going to lose a lot of business. And I don't think it's just going to be these 4 days because, it's been broadcast to the world in Felbersham's shopping centre. Nobody's going to want to touch the meat for some time. So will Vince withdraw or have to withdraw his sponsorship of the cricket team, which will mean Natasha won't get paid for her spinach, feta cheese and deluxe sausage rolls that she's providing, which could mean that they have no money, that they have to beg Helen to keep living with them in order to save. Is that wine you're drinking?
It is, yeah. I need it after this week. Yeah. You're talking about food as well, so I've just drifted off. Driven me to wine.
And we're covering Wednesday's episode as well, which was the delight of hearing the first day of Natasha and Tom and Helen together.
God, seems a lifetime away. Well, I mean, it had disaster written all over it, and now it's disaster in capital letters. I did put out a tweet saying already too many chefs in an overcrowded kitchen. God, it's just bonkers.
They were getting on by the end because Helen was babysitting.
Well, because they can use her to babysit.
Yes. But we were given contrasting views on parenting. Helen's very strict in mornings.
Yes.
And she has 2 bugbears, tidiness and screen time. And it seems excessive wiping. And food, different types of food. So, yes, I'm just looking forward to more kicking off with that.
Yeah, and they are utterly delusional, aren't they? They keep reassuring themselves it's all going to be fine, no problem, and we'll all muck in. And Joy says, "Yeah, they'll be okay. Come round to my place whenever you like." It is going to be a nightmare.
Don't you think Helen is going to milk the abattoir situation forever? There'll be more cleaning, but also, I need the shower longer than you because I have to clean away the trauma of the abattoir. I can see this playing out for some time.
No, I think you want it to play out because you loathe her so much. I think she will actually.
She did well.
I think she'd be quite mature about it, actually.
Okay, let's get on to Twit of the Week. Who is your Twit of the Week?
I mean...
Oh, no, Star. Let's do Star. I mean, I'm loath to do it, but go on. Who's your Star of the Week? Come on. Just say it quickly.
Well, I mean, for quick thinking, I suppose you've got to say Helen, haven't you?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Say it quickly in a way of, let's get the pain over with.
Well, it's less painful for me because I had praised her in the past, but I know it is for you like chewing on several lemons. Well, there you go, Helen, I think, for quick thinking. Yes.
I mean, she kept, she was talking about, and including sterling gold and, and it's delicious and all of that. But yeah, yes. I'll give it to Helen.
Wow.
It's the only time. I'm off for therapy, I think, to recover from that.
This is a big moment on All About the Archers. Remember this, people. Remember this. Yeah. That's
no good. Twit of the Week.
Well, I mean, we literally. I wasn't expecting to do this podcast, so I haven't really chosen one, to be honest. I mean, you got there's a bit of Michelle in there. Michelle? Why did I say Michelle? Rochelle in there. For all her deep stupidity, I think, and not realising that she was being led up the old garden by Saskia. So I'm going for Rochelle. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Rochelle as well. And she doesn't seem to grasp the severity of the situation. No. I mean, what they did, I believe, is classified as a terrorist act.
I'm sure. Yeah, it's getting that way.
A very serious prison sentence. So,
I mean, she facilitated it, so it's joint enterprise. So she's probably, as Rex pointed out to her, she's in deep trouble. But she is going to give herself up once she's had a nice weekend with the kids, because, of course, the police won't track her down over the next 2 days, even though she is a prime suspect. So anyway, there you go. Right. Predictions. Have you got any
predictions? Oh yeah, have you got any?
Well, I'm going to borrow one from Leo Holstmeyer of our Facebook group. He was asking the question, how many businesses are going to be affected? Brookfield, Rex, Helen, the abattoir itself. So I think we're going to have a big financial hit for many people. And I do predict that Rochelle will get arrested. I mean, shock.
Yes.
Do you think she'll hand herself in?
I think surely they're going to find her before. You can't hide that long. You really can't. And my prediction is that we're going to hear more of CID next week. And my prediction is, with all this Peggy chat, that there might be a dramatisation this weekend, a tie-in with the victory of Ambridge on Sunday at 3 p.m.
Do you think so? That would be a really good idea, Philippa. You ought to commission that to Radio 4.
It might be my only prediction that comes true ever. But anyway, we'll be back on Tuesday with the usual episode with all four of us. But until then, it's goodbye from me.
It's a goodbye from me. Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.